Luciana Fernandez Bello, and this is Recambia News. GPPAC Timor-Leste Remark on APF Conference.
Asian Civil Society Conference, Asian People's Forum toward a people-led democracy and sovereignty in Southeast Asia from 19 to 21st September 2024, Dili, Timor-Leste. This year's conference coincided with several significant milestones in Timor-Leste and the region. 20th anniversary of ACSC or APF, the meeting marked 20 years since the establishment of ACSC, which later incorporated the Asian People's Forum. On this occasion, G7 or GPPAC had the opportunity to serve as guest speaker with them, Timor-Leste's 50th year of national struggle. Timor-Leste celebrated 50 years of struggle for national liberation and 25th year since the referendum.
The stakeholders of this earth, of what we have been doing in our struggle, is not only the different groups, sectors, minorities or majorities in this world, but it includes the environment and even the planet itself. And not even that, maybe we are the center of, or Timor is now the center of the universe, because you have to have the title is a critical view from the point of view of our Timorese brothers and sisters. May I call now on our three resource person sharer speakers to the front to join me, who will provide us their perspectives on this very broad but deep issue. May I call on Hugo M. Fernandez, Executive Director of Centro Nacional Checa. May I call on Bella Gallos? Is Bella Gallos here? Bella! Bella is here. Archilis Timor-Leste, and Professor Dr. Antero D. Da Silva, Peace Center, Timor-Leste. So look at that big time panel, huh?
Fertile land, lowlands with Indonesia and us now transformed into cities, into houses, and people losing livelihoods in the lowland areas. The only left, I believe, in the next decades will be the upland, the mountains. And we have to cultivate so that we can have food, or else we will be like fish in an aquarium. When there is crisis, COVID-19 or other forms of COVID will come, then we will be in trouble because we don't have enough food. This struggle is real for people who live, majority live in countryside, and then you still see around the mountains. But we have to turn that into fertile land to cultivate. And this technology is not new. It is known in China, it is known in Latin America, in Asian countries, are very famous with the sharing. And this is one thing I think if we talk about people's centered development in Timor, one thing probably we should talk about instead of green revolution, the pesticides, the GM crops, or the mechanization of agriculture, we should talk about agroecology. 90% or 80% of the Timorese still live with subsistence farming. Subsistence farming, the advantage is they are polyculture because they cultivate plenty variety of foods in their farms. And how to integrate an ecological vision into farming system in Timor is one way. If we do that, we work with 80% of the population in the country. I think they should be part and center of the activism in forums like this. I don't know if there are farmers in the country. But what is what is the doing research on West Papua? They lost. The Pope said they had gold, mining golds, and the Pope said, "Oh, I will let it's not gold, but the best." instead of the Indonesians. It's very categorical statement. Because it's very clear that the people of Papua lost, I think, a lot of, they suffer from ecological degradation in the last week. We should struggle, support the West Papuans. Also, I don't know, Ambassador Allah from Sahara Occidental, are you here? He's West Sahara is the, people say the last colony, but maybe colonialism is not ended yet around the world. But people say last colony in Africa. I would like to advise you to read in your free time something about West Sahara. They were invaded by Morocco in 1975, and they used to travel to what the East Timorese outside, and they call us brother, we are twin brothers. Now they have got their friend of them. They are Muslim country, opposite to East Timor, but East Timor has always been trying to do something to support the liberation of Polisario and the people in West Sahara. I would like to end to say, if you could do some giveaway. We some vamos unidos, let's together, people will be. So I say let's together, you say people will be. Can you make that? Yeah. Let's together. People will be. Let's together. People will be. Thank you.
Capitalismo! Abraço capitalismo!
More, please. Go ahead.
Viva Papua! Viva Palestina! Viva Masala! Viva Panani!
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I thought I was the last speaker because I was the last speaker to be approached. So I was saying, let me be the last one. So I can hear everybody talk and I can get out. But I'm the second. So, like Mom Bigla said, I've known this man early 90s. Dr. Andel, also, two of us were the youngest generation of Timor-Leste involved in the all inter-dialogues of Timorese pro-Indonesia and Timorese pro-population back in Australia. That was a great moment. Whenever I talk about, put my views about Timor and where we're heading to or where we're coming from, I feel much comfortable to talk about the time I was struggling along with all my leaders. I feel more proud and more comfortable because at that time I belong there. I belong there, and a lot of Timorese belong there in the struggle to liberate our country. Today, if you ask me, where are all Timorese who've been fighting for this liberation of our country? Some of us, we don't even know each other anymore. We become strangers to each other in our own country. This is the truth. If you want me to put my critical review, I like to talk about what I know of. I don't want to talk about what I heard or what people try to put in my head, because I have my own mind. I see things I see, and I feel things. Being one of the young generation of women involved in the fight for independence of Timor-Leste, here in Timor as well as in diplomatic arena, I've seen things. Struggle. People. We're talking about people. We talked about people when we have interest. We talked about people when we needed the force to make a difference. But there are times we forgot about people. when the goal or the interests are already in hand. That's what happened in Timor. Being an activist, I guess in my lifetime, I never changed to be an activist, even though I'm the advisor for president, one of the advisors. So trying to be diplomatic as I can, but when it comes to the truth, I cannot be a diplomat. Even the president says so. He said, well, you can never be a politician because you speak your mind, you speak your heart. But I'd rather die speaking my mind and my heart, and I bullshit and say bullshit all the time, and tomorrow I die, I will be remembered as a bullshit. I don't like to be remembered being bullshit all the time. I'd like to remember somebody who had bold enough to tell the truth. So, we're talking about people, where we are. Being an activist and a solid voice for so many vulnerable groups, especially LGBT community. Tomorrow is 22 months. Tomorrow, 2 months. I have been the worst Angelina Jolie of this country. In Timor, we're also very careful. Take example, the West Bank issue. People don't talk about it. There are young people who have forest wisdom, putting out their flags and falling on free market. Yeah. But majority of the population, especially our leaders, somehow they forgot the history. That we actually are people that coming from movement, coming from solidarity, coming from demonstration after demonstration and demonstration. We all go through this, but somehow we forgot. Or maybe we're not forgot. Is it for the police, the government of the religion? Or is it for the police, the neighbors around us? I don't know what we're scared of. We're already independent. We should not be scared. We should stand firm of what we believe. Yeah? But you know, like I said, I'm not a politician. Perhaps if I'm a politician, I'm talking about things, but I believe I would never change. Whether it is a politician or whatever, or advisor or activist, whatever, I think the principle of a person should not be changed simply because fear. We should uphold the truth, the change, the progress that everyone, no matter where they're coming from, whatever parts of work they're going through, it should be through the best side. And here, Timor is still a great hope. We're moving forward with our development, but your strength, your solidarity to make sure the voices of people who are not being heard in this country should be uplifted and heard by many. Change, each of us, each and all of us, can make the difference, and we can do a change if we all stick together to our principle that the place, this planet, can only be good or better if all of us be dignified as human. Thank you.
I think it's already past 12. Good afternoon, everyone. And welcome to Dili. This morning dance is representing how friendly Timor is. Even in the war, the woman keeps smiling. Even when we come across a lot of atrocities, we keep smiling. And today you listen to the President's message. For 25 years, Timor is experiencing a lot of atrocities. Atrocities not coming only from the Indonesian, but also atrocities coming from our own inability to understand what is the root conflict in Timor-Leste. After 50 years, if you look at Timor-Leste society now, you can find in every single family they lost the laws one. So, Schengen report, definition of section truth and reconciliation, identified that every single family in Timor-Leste suffer from a minor to grave human rights violation during 24 years. And now, after 50 years, as the team that asked me to talk, I myself ask, who are we in ways? And I hope my colleague panelists will also ask me the same questions. My colleagues who are sitting here from Timor-Leste, what makes us proud as Timorese? What makes us being part of this universe? Is that our culture? Is that our resilience? If you look at our history, Timor-Leste have gone through many sacrifices. And for the first time, when we celebrate 25 years of our popular consultation, the government decided that this is dedicated for people. The people is the hero. So imagine 50 years of struggle for total liberation, 25 years after enjoying the freedom, democracy, equality, and this year, government decided that this victory is for the people. And I think that's reflect what was saying in our preamble of our Constitution. Solidarity and fraternity. So for Timor-Leste to host the Asian People Forum Conference is to show what was reflected on our Constitution. But the question is now, is that enough what the solidarity that we have by hosting an Asia People Forum here? The solidarity that we have when yesterday we lost West Sahara ambassador in launching of the GPPAC Timor-Leste? Is that the solidarity that yesterday at the UN, Timor-Leste declared openly support for Palestinian people? For self-determination? "25 years, Timor-Leste continues strive to make it real what was reflected in our Constitution. The question of who we are continue to be a question mark. Jeffrey West, one of the historians, was saying in his book, after doing a lot of research in post-conflict society, and it was reflected in Timor-Leste. When we talk about national identity, you have to move from a discussion of identity from discursive construction to a fragmented diversity of identity. And normally, post-conflict society takes 25 years to realize that their identity to fight. But in Timor-Leste case, let me make this one specific quotation that I think continues to swing the struggle of Timor-Leste. It was made a year before Timor-Leste was allowed to have a popular consultation in 1999. And I hope that will continue to be the principles of our leaders to looking at what happened in Timor-Leste and also what happened in the region. I would like to quote, this was cited at the Schengen report. Here we go. So in 1998, the leaders of Timor-Leste, after a long time of struggling to bring all the leaders in one unity, finally in 1998 in Portugal, in Venice, they come and then made the unity declarations to set up the CNRP. The CNRP 20 years ago, not this one, the National Resistance Movement. And in the preamble of the Magna Carta, they clearly say about things that we are going to discuss during 3 days. And it was the position of Timor-Leste. And the quote was like this: in an independent Timor-Leste, children and youth must be represent our hope for future. The protection and promotion of human rights must always come first. The education must be based on instilling love and respect for life, peace, justice, and equality, so that a new world can be built from the ruins of the world. So that was the message sent out a year before Timor-Leste had the opportunity to go to the polls and vote for independence. 25 later, we should ask where we are now in response to protection of human rights, promotion of human rights, children and youth as the center. Education should be the base of instilling love, justice, and equality. That was all the questions that we need to ask. Do we still focus on that? 5 years ago, a very famous anchor from Indonesia, I think my colleagues from Indonesia will know that, Marta Naswasian. She was here interviewing a lot of young students from National University. Then, as you know, journalists, I was a journalist before, always asking for conflicting questions. And then she asked a young woman, female student, said, what do you know about history? What do you learn about history now and before Timor-Leste independence? And the student said that she was proud to be occupied by Indonesia because they teach history in school. So when we reflect on what was said in 1998, what is the education? When we teach our kids history about it, our curriculum was not developed by Timor-Leste, even we have Professor Antero here. Our kids were asked to learn about Europe in the century of 17, 18, because we want to be a global citizens. And then since 2017, when I was in charge of these institutions, one of my own preoccupations is that generations after 1999 will one day say that the struggles that you have, the resistance that you have, the persistence, the solidarity that you have, it's your own. It's not our own, because we live in an independent Timor-Leste. And then we face now. That is what's happening in most of the country, when you have a population 65% of youth, you're going to have a demographic boom. What happened in Timor? We listen to the president, there are 5 years, government changed, the priority changed. So this is another lesson that perhaps from Timor-Leste that we learn. Put people first. Always put people first. Because from people's memories, then you have the chance to have your own identity. Last week, during the Pope visit here, he talked a lot about culture, about identity, about the tree coming from the sea in the form of crocodile. Are we ready to face all those crocodiles? To be proud to see that I am Timorese, I have my own history, a small country in these regions that fought for independence. So Timor has a lot to offer as a best practices. I think in the world, only Timor-Leste and Indonesia set up a bilateral cooperation to what happened in the past. And we reconcile because the statement here, and President today said, if you're a small country in this region, you have to seek assistance to the giants. Reconciliation is a must for Timor-Leste. As a public institute that deal with the past, we have to navigate between the people and the leaders. And that's what we have been doing in the last 7 years. But that's not diminishing the critical questions about who are Timorese. Who are we? Do we have the best education system in the world? Do all our people have access to the good care of health? And how will we be proud if all of those is still a long way to go? So Timor as a nation, we have a lot to offer, but also as a good practices, but also a field of learning. Please visit Timor oftenly so you can learn who we are. Thank you.
This activity was held on 19th of September 2024 in STM Bicora Dili, Timor-Leste.
Thank you for joining Recambia News, and we appreciate your loyalty. Stay informed, and we'll see you next time.